Welcome to First Thursdays at the Belmont Media Center. I'm very happy to be a guest interviewer from Cambridge Community Access TV. And today I'm interviewing my friend Liz Doles. What is the name of the show that you are opening tonight?
Well, tonight, as part of our First Thursdays at the gallery at the Belmont Media Center, I am showing my Pinhole Photography, and the title is simply Pinhole Photography by Liz Doles. And I have 6 images.
Liz, I don't know what pinhole photography is. I'm not sure I've even heard of it. Can you tell me?
Sure. So when we think of cameras now, we always think of a camera with a lens. And what a lens does is collects light and focuses it on whatever material is inside that black box to receive the image, whether it's a digital sensor or a piece of film or a piece of photo paper. A pinhole camera, by contrast, also the same as a camera obscura, has the hole but no lens. And that's what makes the difference. My images, when we go to see them, you'll see that the focus is even throughout. There's no depth of field. There's no, on the third, what's in focus. It's an even focus throughout the picture plane. So that's what a pinhole camera does. It's just a camera with no lens.
When you say an even focus, then I assume that means that modern cameras don't have an even focus.
No, a camera with a lens will have a point of focus. It's just part of the nature of having a lens. And you can have a depth of field, you can have a shallow depth of field, you can manipulate what's in focus. But with a pinhole camera, that's not part of your repertoire as a photographer.
Is it harder to take a clear image with a pinhole camera?
The secret of a pinhole camera is
You're going to give away your secrets?
I'm giving away my secrets.
Okay.
Just for you, Steve.
Thank you.
Is to have a very tiny hole and you sand it to perfection. So there's no scraggly edges to distort the image. And then you can get, and we'll see in my images, they're fairly smooth. I mean, they're not sharp and they're not meant to be.
Right. Would you say that that would be similar to a modern camera, but somewhat out of focus?
No. No.
So the images that you have are in focus?
Yes, they are, but they're not a sharp focus because there's no lens. And the exposures are longer. You have to have a long exposure because the lens will collect light and bring it into the box and distribute it over the sensitive material.
So then you have to be careful not to move the camera while you're taking an image.
Well, that's the ideal, but you'll see one of my images, I was taking it from a bridge on a windy day, and it's pretty fuzzy, but I still like it.
Which image was that?
It's the one in Singapore, the Har Pao Villa.
Yes.
Yeah, the little things, Tiger Balm?
Oh yes, I do, of course.
The family that makes Tiger Balm have a villa in Singapore, where they're from.
And that's the villa?
Yeah, that's the villa, where they have displays and tableaus of hell, the different parts of hell that if you don't behave, you'll go to.
How did you get to pinhole camera or photo taking?
Well,
would you describe it as a photo?
Oh, absolutely.
It's a kind of photo, yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely a photograph. I mean, a photograph is a drawing with light. But in my early 40s, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, and I was going blind. And I couldn't read the little numbers on the dials. I couldn't see the viewfinder. And I still wanted to do photography, and with the pinhole camera, I just wing it. I just load my camera, position it where I think I'll get a good photograph, and depending on how bright the light is and what part of the world I'm in, figure out my length of exposure, and that's how I take pictures.
Did you buy this pinhole camera, or did you make it?
No, I made it from a laundry detergent box.
Oh my gosh.
That a sheet of 4x5 film fit perfectly inside.
So you use film?
Yeah, oh yeah.
in this. And the reason you started Pinhole Photography is because of a difficulty you had seeing.
Yes.
And do you think that was a fortuitous event in your life, perhaps?
Well, in that respect, it was. I lost the business because I was going blind, but I did that instead, so I don't know.
But I mean, it introduced you to a whole new type of photography.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Now, I know that artists don't like to talk about money.
What? Money? Money?
Because they're
Somebody say
beyond money.
No, we're not necessarily.
How do you determine what price to set at each one of your photographs? Because I noticed all 6 had the same.
Well, they're the same size,
price.
so, if a larger print would be more money, a smaller print would be less money. But I think $400 for a print is a fair price. That's what I've been charging for those, and I've sold them, and people have been happy with the price. So.
They haven't returned them.
No, they haven't.
And does it, what do you print them on? What are those prints made of? Is that canvas or?
No, that's photo paper.
Oh, photo paper.
Yeah.
Do you use any particular brand of photo paper?
No, I send them to a place in New York. It used to be called Adorama. It's got a new name now. But I send them out for printing.
Well, you do other kinds of art. What other kinds of art do you do?
Well, right now I'm using a lot of textiles. I'll be showing some of my work at the Worcester Art Museum this month.
That's a very beautiful museum.
It is. I'm very pleased to be showing my work there. I've worked as a book designer. I paint. I draw. I've explored many aspects of visual arts, two-dimensional visual art.
And I noticed that the 6 images you have are, I could call them photographs.
Yes, you can. Or images, as you wish.
Well, I'll call them photographs, because that's more specific. An image could be a line drawing, for example.
That's very true.
These are all 6 of them, it seems to me, I can't remember exactly, but I wrote a list of them. Each one is in a different country.
Yes.
And in order of from where we are sitting towards the door, I think the first one is Fei Chin Villa.
Yeah, Fei Chen Villa.
Fei Chen
Village in Beijing.
Village, that's right.
Yeah.
In Beijing.
Yes.
Now, can you tell me a little about that photograph?
Fei Cheng Village is sort of a suburb of Beijing, although Beijing has spread out and is so huge. I had an artist residency, the Red Gate Art Gallery, and it had been, there were artist studios and lofts in a converted pickle factory. And I spent a couple months there doing photography, drawing, meeting other artists, exploring Beijing, and it was wonderful.
And was there a particular reason that you wanted to capture this scene? What was it about this particular scene that made you want to photograph it?
Well, the look of the light, and then there's some graphic things in there. There's like poles, and I love the village itself. I just love the architecture of it, the ambiance of it. I plopped my camera down and got that shot. Were
people kind of curious to see you? I mean, this camera must look a little bit odd to them, I would think.
Well, yeah, it's not too intrusive. It's a small box. And Fei Chung Village was used to foreigners because they had the residency there. But when I went outside of that village to the neighboring village, and I attracted a lot of attention just as a white person, and then standing there with my little box taking pictures. But
you didn't, let's say, arouse the suspicions of the Communist Party or anything?
Not to my knowledge, no. No, I had no problem with that.
Because, I mean, there are...
Not there. In Vietnam I did.
Oh,
I
really?
attracted the attention of the police.
Did you choose these 6 images? I think each one of them is from a different country.
Yes.
So that you wanted to make your show tonight very international or
yes.
Trans-global.
Well, they're such different environments. They were very different experiences. And there's some that I didn't include. I mean, I have images from Staten Island. I have images from Boston, Cambridge, New York, Jersey, where I did pinhole photography about 10 years. So wherever I went, I did images.
Are you not doing pinhole photography now?
Not right now, I'm doing textile.
Did you
Art.
have trouble selecting the 6 that you were going to do tonight from your, I guess you would call it your portfolio or your catalog?
Yeah, my portfolio. Yeah, I did have trouble. I wanted them to each be somewhat distinct. You know, far shots. I have the one from India, the mother and child.
Chennai,
India. Yeah.
Chennai.
And so that was a little different. The Buddhist temple in Nepal, the Buddha park in Nepal. Nepal is a Hindu country, but there's this Buddhist park there. It was very interesting. And what were the other ones that I had?
Well, we can go through this. Harpa.
Harpa Village, that's one in Singapore.
And
with it, and Jamal Afar Mosque, that's Sri Lanka. That's one of my favorite ones. I just, a store across the way from the mosque allowed me to get up on their deck so I could get that shot. Other people wanted to get up there and take pictures of this mosque, and they wouldn't let them, so it was fun. Because they sort of knew me around Peta was the part of Colombo. I was always roaming around taking pictures.
Were you in, this was in Colombo?
Yes.
And were you there for a while?
Yeah, I lived in Colombo for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, I lived in Sri Lanka.
Liz, you have really done some traveling.
I try, Steve. I try.
I mean,
I want to travel.
where have you not been that you would like to go?
I would like to go to Taiwan. I would like to go back to South Asia. I mean, like the subcontinent of India is so huge. There's so many places I'd like to go to in India. And then the places I'd like to return to. So it's always hard. Like, do I go back to a place I love, or do I find a new place? It's just...
Well, there's certainly a large number of countries to go to. So
Indeed.
I don't think you're going to run out.
No, I'm not worried about that.
But that is
I'd have to live long enough. That's my issue.
That is a beautiful mosque. It's a very large
Incredible.
mosque.
I have a nice pinhole of the interior of it, too. And it's an active, very active Muslim community in Sri Lanka. And yeah.
Well, Sri Lanka is mostly Buddhist, I believe.
Well, predominantly Buddhist. There's also Hindu, there's Catholics, and there's the Muslims. Yeah. It's a very faith-filled society. Very faith-filled. People are devout. Whatever religion they practice, they're very devout.
And you say you were there for 2 years. Liz, I know that when I travel, I'm always interested in, am I going to get food that I like? Mm-hmm. Are you able to live in all these countries and pretty much find something that you want to eat?
Steve, I haven't missed too many meals,
No?
let me tell
Okay.
you.
I know this is a little off the art subject,
Yeah.
but of these countries now, I see you've been to, we have China, Singapore, Sri Lanka, India, the Abu Dhabi, which is in the, what is that, the United?
Middle East, United Emirates.
Arab
Yeah.
Emirates,
Yeah.
and then Nepal.
Yeah.
Is there any one of these countries that you prefer their cuisine to the others?
Oh, that's a tough one. Chinese food. I still love Chinese food, but I also like the Sri Lankan food. Indian food, so good. I don't know. That's
so you
a
didn't
tough
have
one.
any trouble in any of these countries?
No, and I like street food too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And were any of these countries that you were in, did you find, let's say, more images that you wanted to capture than others, or is it wherever you go you find?
No, pretty much wherever. I mean, these are, okay, so the Middle East and Asia here, it's just, India and Sri Lanka are so compelling for imagery. I mean, it's just, there's just not enough hours in the day to make images.
And is this form of pinhole photography that you do, is it economical?
Well, film's very expensive now, and processing film is expensive. My camera itself was just made from a laundry detergent
So
box.
that
was nothing.
is certainly very economical.
Yeah, the camera didn't
Is
cost.
this something that other people do? Is there a large number of people who are doing pinhole
Oh
photography?
yeah, absolutely. And people make incredible pinhole cameras. They make like 6-foot rooms, and they do incredible things with pinhole photography. It's fascinating.
Are there any pinhole photographers or other photographers that have influenced you?
Many street photography has influenced me more than other pinhole photographers probably. I love street photography.
Well, what do you
And I
mean
do
by
a lot-
street
Just
photography?
walking around shooting on the street without, it's not in a studio, it's not in anything
Well,
pre-planned.
certainly New York has been very famous for many.
Oh, yeah.
I think
First-
there's someone named Campbell or something
I
like.
don't know about cameras. There's like so many street photographers.
You seem to like color a lot.
Oh yeah, I live for color, Steve.
Well, I mean, some people say they like black and white photography.
I do too. I like black and white photography too. I've done a lot of it.
Do you ever do portraits in pinhole?
No, I haven't done. I use a digital camera for portraiture, or a film camera with a lens for
Why?
portraiture. The
Why do you use
exposures is-
digital
I just-
rather than pinhole?
Because I'd rather catch an instant in a person's visage rather than having somebody sit for 15 seconds. It just, I don't know, it doesn't feel the same.
Have you never done a portrait
No.
with pinhole?
No.
Is there a degree of mystery with what you're going to capture with the pinhole camera?
That's actually one of the attractions for me. Because I don't have a viewfinder, I can only estimate what's going to actually be recorded in the camera. And you get an intuitive feel for where you position it. But if you notice, some of the ones I'm showing here are cropped in an unusual way, and I couldn't have anticipated that. And I like that effect. There is a degree of mystery. There's a reliance on serendipity, a reliance on intuition, and then I don't have to feel so responsible for the outcome either, which is nice.
Do you ever reshoot a shot?
No, I haven't gone back to any place.
Well, I mean, do you ever take capture an image and then have it developed and then say, well, I don't like the way it came out and I'm going to do that again?
No, I haven't done that.
How long does it take before you get the film back?
Well, it depends on where I'd have it developed. It's just, maybe a couple of days or the turnaround time at whatever lab I would take the film.
Well, I mean, for example, when you were shooting in Sri Lanka, where did you get the film developed?
Oh, I had to wait till I came home to get my negatives developed.
Why did you have to wait to...
Because there weren't any labs in Sri Lanka that developed 4x5 film.
In 4x5, that's very large film.
Yeah, it's medium format.
Do you feel people receive your work well? Are you happy with the way
I've exhibited
people...
these at the Sri Lankan embassy. I exhibited these at the American embassy. A couple other places that I was very happy with the shows.
Are there any countries where you have had more difficulty than other, either living or taking your photos? I think you mentioned that you weren't that happy in Vietnam.
No, Vietnam was uncomfortable because I was living I was taking a lot of pictures in a little village area in Hanoi. I don't think having an American
Yeah, I mean, I think...
riding around on the back of a motorcycle with a Vietnamese man taking pictures they didn't like it. So.
You could even come under suspicion, I mean...
I believe I was under suspicion.
Especially if you start taking pictures of important infrastructure.
Well, there weren't any
like train
important
stations or
infrastructures there.
bridges or
I just...
police stations, for example.
Yeah, well, there is backstory there too, because my friend's family had been very wealthy before a communist took over, and they were sort of under suspicion anyway. But that was the only time I felt, I think I got to get out of here.
Well, the going was good.
Yeah.
I have a friend who likes to take photos with his camera all the time, Oh, you probably know him, George Despotes.
No, I don't know.
He's Mary Jane's.
Oh, that George. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he does take a lot of pictures, doesn't he,
An
George?
awful lot of pictures.
Yeah.
What do you think about photography with smartphones, where people are taking photos all the time?
I think it's incredible. An incredible phenomenon. Like everything on the planet and beyond will be photographed. It already probably is.
But in terms of art, the art of photography, do you think it helps the art of photography or hinders it?
I think that's an irrelevant question. I mean, things evolve. Photography evolves, and people make wonderful, meaningful images with phones.
Yes.
And they make wonderful, meaningful images with laundry detergent boxes. It's about the photographer, not the media, not the object, not what they use. It's the camera, whatever kind of camera, is the vehicle for what's inside the photographer.
Yes.
So,
Liz, let me ask you, how do you like the Belmont Media Center as a place to show you art? Are you happy with presenting it here and with some of the people that you are able to perhaps even introduce Pinhole Photography to?
yeah, oh, absolutely. Otherwise, I wouldn't have chosen to show my work here. And everyone's been very receptive anytime I've shown work here. As gallery coordinator, is my role here at Belmont Media Center, my idea in general is to give people who haven't had a chance to show their work an opportunity to experience a gallery showing. And we do nice receptions, and we publicize the work. We're hoping more and more people from Belmont will come out and enjoy these receptions on the first Thursday of every month. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Thank you.
Now, I think you had a show by a gentleman, a Dutch gentleman who lives in Newton.
Yes.
I only
yes.
know his first name, I think.
At. Yes, that was last month's
And how did
exhibition.
that go?
They were very pleased. He was very pleased. I don't know about her, but he was very pleased. And he had a nice turnout for the reception, and I think he was able to book another show somewhere, another exhibition from what he did here.
Now, I'm going to kind of wind up, but usually the shows here, are they as few as 6 pieces? You've chosen to show 6 pieces.
Right. You could show, I think there's space for maybe about 20 pieces.
Oh, that's
if
a
you
lot.
wish.
That's a lot. I
Yeah,
think.
because we use this room too, but I with this I felt less is more. I didn't want to cram. Some of the artists really like to do salon style and hang 3 or 4 pieces on top of each other and really fill that wall, but I didn't want to do that.
Well, I kind of liked the 6 pieces. I mean, they're large pieces. They're very different from one another.
Yeah.
The subject matter is very interesting of all of them. And I think today is April 2nd, isn't it?
It is April 3rd.
It is April 3rd.
To the best of my knowledge.
And the show is beginning tonight.
Correct.
And we'll have a reception at 5.
Please come.
And until when does it run?
It'll come down the end of the month, whatever date that is.
End of April.
Right. And then next month we have another show. Another
And
artist.
we're
will be
right
exhibiting.
here in Waverly Square, very, very accessible.
Right at the end of the 73 bus and the commuter rail. There's plenty of parking. And we'd love to have you come.
Well, thank you for answering so many of my questions
Thank you
on
for
your
being
work
here. It's very
and on
important to me that you
Pinhole
interviewed me. You were
Photography.
my first choice. You interviewed me.